Greetings from Petaluma, California, just north of San Francisco. Today is Friday, August 9th, 2024. It is 1:16 p.m. Mountain Time and a pretty warm 79 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's a little warmer here than it would be in actual San Francisco, but nice and sunny. So we're in what would be near the downtown portion of Petaluma. This specifically, we're in some place called Penry Park right now. I've decided to start the video here because it's sort of elevated compared to the downtown area that I'm going to be walking toward. And just when I look on the Sonoma County website, it says that Petaluma was formerly known as the egg basket of the world for its bustling egg industry in the 20th century. It is now known as a foodie haven in Northern California. So we'll go ahead and try to do a little bit of a walk through the streets. It seemed like a nice, convenient area to traverse up and down the roads. Forgive me, I was putting my phone away there. There's some stores down there. You can see a beer garden, Buffalo Billiards. Over across the street says thrift store, Thrifty Hippie. That probably would be one of the places that would be interesting to look at. See what kind of finds and prices they have there. Over there on the left, there's a nice looking mural up against the building. Maybe we'll try to cross the street first and go over to that left side so we can get a close look at that mural and then start heading down the street. Right now, this is Petaluma. I'm guessing it says Boulevard, but I don't know. BLNO. Petaluma Boulevard North, I'm gonna guess, with the intersection of Washington Street. Top of that building says Sonoma County National Bank. A lot of times when you see those National Bank buildings, though, they're like what it was when it was originated, and they're no longer that, so I can't tell right now what its current usage is. A little arm wrestling monument. What's cool too is how this, I don't know if it's intentional, but like this part here like almost blends into the mural that's in the backdrop. But enjoy the detail of that. There is supposed to be a river back here. Looks like there's also parking, and you can walk back here if you want to. Here's the river or creek that goes along the way. You can see various bridges that help you connect to the other side. This mural says 1998 Steve Della Maggiora. Let's continue heading down Washington. Or rather, sorry, we passed Washington. This is Petaluma Boulevard North still. Seared steak and seafood. I don't know if that's open though, when you see like all the white blinds down. Stellina Market and Deli. Reciba Restaurant and Bar. Italian restaurant it says. So let's see here. If you want a pasta dish of spaghetti, somewhere between $19 and $21. And across the way you've got clothing shop, Della Fattoria. Place called Poppy's. It says it has great toys, great times. And then homemade ice cream. Who doesn't like homemade ice cream, right? A tiny park over there with the archway, and then there's also a Starbucks adjacent to it. Sienna Antique Shop. Across the street you see the Treasury. American Trust Company. Jupiter Foods. And more places. I believe downtown extends like two or three blocks from what I saw on Google Maps. You've got Tall Toad Music, instruments, print music, lessons, repairs. There's a neat looking one. Nostalgia Alley, video games and more. Oh look, it's got like what I think to be like Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. You can see like the Super Nintendo. I don't know how much is appearing on the camera. Old school gaming systems, video games. Pearl Jam tribute to that place across the street, Sammy Johnson. Looks like they have various bands that would be playing. Look at that. Alright, so according to the map, it sort of does extend a few blocks that way with more shops on at least the left side of the street. Not sure about this side, but I don't want to venture off too far for this video. I'm just trying to get like a general snapshot of the area. There's a records and music store over there. Portrait drawing machine. So you can see someone set up and they're getting their portrait drawn. You got a lunch special, spaghetti and meatball ravioli, $9.50 each. That's not too bad for restaurant prices. Creed Fisher, Christopher Cross. This is Montmartre Shops. So I always love doing like window shopping. This one's got some antique looking things. They got the frog, the winery, old gasoline looking pump, some signs that would be throwback signs, fresh popcorn. What is this? Marissa's Christmas Fantasia and Old Chicago Pizza. Oh, look at those cool Halloween decorations. And then tons of Christmas related stuff inside there.
Thank you.
And I guess the old Chicago pizza place up there. And here's the Tall Toad music place that I mentioned earlier from across the street. Let's briefly try to go up this street. I don't know if there's much to see here because that seemed like the main road when you look at Google Maps. So this one would be Kentucky Street off of Western Avenue. Yeah, it looks like we do have some different stores here. Like you've got Heebie Jeebie and some place called Boomerang. Bricks Pizzeria. I wonder if this is the other end of that hallway I was going down earlier. Soft shell. Looks like bath related products. A tall place over there called Amy's, and then here it looks like we've got some outdoor dining. Nice setup. Mi Pueblo El Centro full bar and restaurant. That might be the place I just ate at before I came here, but there's another location that's a few minutes away. Because I knew there was supposed to be a downtown location as well. This looks to be like a kitchen place. Over there it says Round Table Pizza and Royalty. And you've got Copperfield's new and used books.
I have. I read wow, no wonder you're so rested.
And this bookstore expands quite a few storefronts. Pretty big interior as well. It looks like they even have an underground section where it says used and rare books on a second level. So it's funny how, usually I don't think to myself, forgive me, I got my charging cord here. When I think to myself of downtown areas, usually think of the major cities, but these are, if anyone watched, I was in Tiburon the other day, now Petaluma, and both places have had, downtown areas now very different between the two. Tiburon was near the water and, in my estimation, much kind of smaller. This one, I mean, it's nice and compact, but there are, in my opinion, a more variety of stores. And I think the scope of it's a little more. But one thing that's consistent between both of them are, I would call neither of them tourist traps again. So it's not like you're going to the major city or some seaport area that is going to have souvenir shop after souvenir shop. Like none of these are, I'm not gonna say there's no souvenir merchandise in any of them, but everything that we're seeing is, you know, meant for basically locals to come and shop. I mean, tourists can always come and shop, but you're not coming here to grab merchandise that says, "Oh, I was at Petaluma." It's nice to see, you know, everything so active. Another antique shop. Opera House Collective. Boho Bungalow. The Shop. Cuts for men and women. Oh, so I think it's the Shop. Is that, I can't tell if that's what merchandise is in there, if that's hair care or something else. Here's Goblin Brothers Game and Gear. Got several Ticket to Rides, and of course they're going to feature the Ticket to Ride San Francisco. But other games in general. Looks like they've got a whole wall of board games on both sides. And you've got clearance games too. Monopoly, Hello Kitty, and Friends. Round Table Pizza, Pizza Royalty. Let's just cut down this alleyway and see. We might be near the tail end of this video, just seeing if there's anything else in the immediate next block. It does say Downtown Garage, Keller Street up ahead, and we've got lengthy mural going up and down here. We're just going to take this into the parking garage. So I don't know if there's any shops on the other end, but let's take a quick look. Yeah, it's not to say there's not stuff here, but you can see an immediate difference where it's not really, people are taking advantage of parking and walking, but it's not really anything to see down there. Alright, so I walked back to where that Goblin and Games place was. Let's cut back through this other alleyway away from the parking garage.
I looked in the corner, Grandma and Grandpa hit them too.
Tattoo shop. So they've got a couple of murals there. And this is the park that I didn't get to go through, but saw from the other end of the street earlier. So I think this will be a good spot to wrap up the video. Patella Pie Company, maybe a pizza shop. So if you enjoyed this little walkthrough of downtown Petaluma, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. You also have some decorative stuff here. Perfectly Imperfect. Wabi Sabi. And then Putnam Plaza. Dedicated November 1987. You can see in the Nostalgia Alley, they got these classic Nintendo 64 games, even though $45 Banjo-Kazooie, the Nintendo 64, $165. And then wall full of games. You got the old NES games, Super Nintendo, which I also grew up on. How much is like a Super Nintendo game? Can't see what the price of the Super Nintendo is, but they do have one there. You can see the Sega Dreamcast, 110. GameCube, it's like $265 if cash. Regular NES, $135. And they got these cool various versions of Mario, Luigi, Peach. Well, Toad's only his head. They got the shell, Goomba, the cloud that would throw the spikes. There's Mario. One of the Bob-ombs, bigger Bob-omb. The fish that would annoy him always. Wario. Look down here, you got the Yoshis. Yoshis. And then they even have the sheep, Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Alright, finished off that supplemental footage, ending back at Henry Park.